Hi guys, welcome back to my Dreams Reality Podcast. I'm your host Alpha Ro, and we are back. For today's episode, we are going to be looking into the title, the game of life. Who made it and who are the players? Well, all of us have stumbled upon this question, the dreaded existential crisis, as psychologists like to call it. Why am I here? Am I where I'm supposed to be? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Like on the plane of existence, am I really where I'm supposed to be? Is my position the right position? People want that sensation or that feeling of the same feeling, right? That is likened to you fitting in a key, of you pushing a key through a keyhole that it actually belongs to, the right keyhole. It feels so perfect, so flawless, and so beautiful that it's almost magical. You can almost call it magical. People don't want to have to experience that roughness that comes with a key being pushed through the wrong keyhole. And most of the times, we are the ones who push ourselves through these wrong keyholes. So we are being led and guided towards our purpose. And then for some reason, we say, no, I don't want to go that way. I want to go through this way. For some weird reason. Even I'm still trying to figure it out, because I'm like, hey, why do we do these things, right? And then at the end of the day, we end up asking ourselves, hey, why am I doing this? Why am I here? Why am I doing, am I really at the right place at the right time? So yeah, life is a game, and it's one of those games that you don't get to win. You don't get to win at the end of life, because the only way you are going to live life is by you is through you dying. It's through death. And all of us, we don't really want to die. We fear death so much so that we rarely even talk about it. And like any other game, life has rules. And if you go according to the rules, you almost never really go through any trouble. But sometimes, yeah, there are troubles that come even though you do follow the rules. Now, I wanted to go through the creator first, like who created the game, before I get to the players, before I get to the rules of the game. Who created the game? Who created life? I know the atheists are going to hate me for saying this, but as a Christian, I know and I believe this game was created by God, the one who sits above it all. Is the one who set the board, is the one who put in the players, is the one who decided that, hey, so and so is going to be born at this location to this couple at this time, and this so and so is going to be someone of this character, or is going to be someone who's going to be behaving like this, who's going to look like this, who's going to have a heart like this. God did all that stuff. God is the architecture of this game. He's the architecture and the engineer of this game. So we got that out of the way. We now know who's the creator of the game, who made the game. Now let's look into who are the players. You and I are the players. Every single human being out there, they are a player. Whether they know it or not, they are a player in the game. And none of us got to choose whether we want to play or not. We were chosen to play the game. And if you think I'm lying, go and check statistics. The people who can actually exist right now, there are billions upon billions of people who can actually exist right now, but they don't exist. Those people never get to be born. They never get to be born. But you are here. You exist, and you're actually listening to this podcast, and you're like, man, what's up with this kid? What's up with this guy, right? What's he talking about? This whole thing about life being a game and us being players. So you are a player, whether you know it or not. And each and every single player has a timer on them, because this is a game that you don't get to win at the end. You have your purpose. There is a reason why you're there, even though there is no like, hey, you win. You don't get a message at the end of life that says, hey, you win. You don't get that. Everybody dies. And everybody doesn't want to die. No one wants to die. No one wants to die. People will be like, people are afraid of it. People fear death so much so that they don't even want to talk about it. They don't even want to hear about it. Some people are afraid to even attend funerals. It's not because they're afraid of looking at someone who has passed away. It is because if they look at that individual, they come to the realization that, hey, one day it's going to be me lying down in that casket, and people are going to be doing body viewing, and people are going to drop me 6 feet under and bury me down there. So we are players in the game. You and I are players. Your brother is a player. Your mom is a player. Your father is a player in the game. So are your colleagues and your friends. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, we have the creator of the game. We now have the players of the game. Now let's get to the rules of the game. Unfortunately, I don't know all the rules in this game, but I do know a few that are very important, a few that even great kings, great emperors, great philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, King Solomon, King David, Alexander the Great, they've all stumbled upon these very two important laws, these very two important rules that I'm going to mention. The first one, oh man, this one I love so much. Computer engineers and computer scientists have come to call this one the garbage in, garbage out. The weird part of them actually coining this rule is that they thought this stuff was just for computers alone. They didn't really realize it that, hey, this is a rule of the game that we are playing, a game that is called life, that, hey, if you input garbage, you're going to get out garbage. If you plant a bad seed, you are going to harvest bad fruit. They didn't realize that this can actually be applied in life. Like, this is actually a rule of the game, and they didn't realize it. It took philosophers, it took people who don't even know code to realize that, hey, this is one of the rules of the game. That if you plant good seed, you're going to reap good fruit. If you plant bad seed, you are going to reap bad fruit. So it took someone who's not even invested in the field of programming and algorithms to figure this out and have to coin this law. The Bible even goes on to call it, what you sow, so shall you reap. But hey, you don't just reap less than what you have sown. Something magical happens when you put a seed underground and you water it and you tend to it, you remove the weeds and everything, and you add manure and all these other fertilizers. Something magical happens. You put in one seed in the ground, one small seed, and the fruit that's going to come from that one small seed, and the seeds that are going to come from the fruits that came from that same one seed, there'll be so many times. It'll be like a multiplication or an exponential multiplication of what you put underground. That's the magic that happens. So yes, it is garbage in, garbage out, but you know, if you put in garbage, you're going to get more garbage. If you input good stuff, you're also going to get more good stuff out of it. You don't just get the good stuff or the bad stuff. You get more of whatever it is that you have planted. Now, let's go to the next rule. The second one, the second most important rule. Sir Isaac Newton, as brilliant as he was, I doubt that when he coined this one, I doubt that he actually thought or actually believed that it is a rule of the game. It's one of his laws of physics. It's the third law. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. I hear a lot of people come to me, or I've heard people even talk like in the taxi, or just hearing people talk in random. They may not even be talking to me at that time, but you know, I'm always listening when people are talking, because I really am invested in knowing what people will be thinking and what people will be believing in. To see someone else's perspective, it is a gift in life, because most of the times people get stuck, people live in their own perspective, then they never really move out of that and see how other people see things. So I've heard people say this stuff. There are people who are like, hey, I'm a good person, I do a lot of good things, and I do all these other things on the side. I've never wronged a single person, But for some weird reason, people don't like me. People hate me. I have so many haters. I'm just out here trying to live my life, being a good person, doing community service, greeting people in the morning, and feeding my enemies. But at the same time, instead of getting less enemies or less bad, I'm getting more of the bad. And they were like, why is it like that? Why? Why? And I'm like, hey, come on, look. It's one of the rules of the game. For every action, there is an opposite and equal reaction, which means it's going to be of the same magnitude but of opposite direction. If you are positive, you are going to come across a lot of negatives. So instead of you being negative, because the only way you're going to repel the negative is for you to be like them, is for you to turn negative. That's the only way they're going to be repulsed by you. Otherwise, if you stay positive, they're going to stick to you. They're going to follow you. They're going to be attracted to you, to always be tracking you wherever you go. If you take a left turn, they take a left turn. If you take a right turn, they take a right turn. So you cannot say, hey, okay, I'm afraid that I'm going to have haters, so I'm not going to do that thing that I said I'm going to do. You cannot do that, bro. It's not a problem, man, if people don't like you. It's not a big deal. It only means you're a good person and you're doing what you're supposed to do, and the rules of the game are applying to you. Unless if you are some arbiter of the game or a moderator in the game, you are going to be subject to the rules of this game. Those two rules. The first one, garbage in, garbage out. You reap what you sow. That's the first one. The second one, oh man. There is an equal and opposite reaction for every action. Know these two rules, know how to apply them in your own life. And when you meditate in your own life, when things are going bad, have a time of silence, have a time when you sit alone, not thinking of suicide. I'm not saying go there and think of suicide or those other things that people usually think of, the negative that people think of when they're sitting alone. I'm saying have a time of silence when you meditate on your life, the things you do, your habits, your tendencies, the friends that you have, the new ones and the old, and just look at them. Have a time when you actually look at them and you really stare at them and you really think about it deeply, and you're like, hey, am I progressing or am I not progressing? Am I moving forward, or is this some sort of a backward movement that I'm actually doing here? And I'm thinking that, hey, I'm making a lot of progress, and yet there is no progress. So we have those two rules. Those are the two major ones that I'm going to leave you with for today. If you want to know more or to learn more on these rules, you can go ahead and do a lot of research. I would love it if someone actually comes to the comment section and they say, hey, Alpha Row, Alpha 05, I've actually come across another rule of the game. So I would actually need that game, because, hey, I would also need that rule because I'm also part of the game. I'm also a player in this game. And before we end this episode, before we close, there is an extra segment or an extra information that I would like to add. The arbiters, this is when we start to become spiritual. This is more of spiritual stuff. The arbiters, the supervisors or the moderators of the game. I'm a spiritual person, and so are the other Christians who are listening to this podcast. If you're not Christian, no problem. You can still tune in. I don't have a problem with that. No one will hold it against you if you want to hear what I have to say. But I just thought that I should mention it. This is actually spiritual stuff. When you say the moderators or the supervisors, these are the overseers on the game. They oversee everything that happens in the game, and they go back and they give feedback and report to the one who made the game. These, my friend, are the spiritual beings, be it angels or the other spiritual beings that we may or may not know of. These are what I mean when I say, these are the ones I'm referring to when I say, hey, these are the arbiters or the moderators in the game that we are playing, we call life. They oversee every single thing. I've heard people come to me and they say, hey, bro, I just witnessed a miracle. Someone saved me in the very last second or the very last minute of almost losing my own life, or almost losing my business, almost losing my marriage, or almost losing something that is dear to them. Someone came to help them at the very last second. Very last second, when it was, the most critical second or the most critical hour, and when you have actually lost all hopes of winning, and then something happens just like this. You're like, boom, it happens. That is the moderators, and the moderators follow the creator of the game. They follow his advice, they follow his commands. Whatever he says, they do. This is why I always urge people to have a good relationship with God, because God is the creator of the game and you are a player in this game. And you and I know this, that this game, there are no winners at the end of the game. The one thing that's going to determine whether you've won in this game or not is the way you lived your life. The way you lived your life. Did you fulfill your purpose or not? In the time you were given in the game. This game is not a game you're going to play forever. There is a timer on each and every one of our heads, and it's counting down every single minute, every single second, every single millisecond, microsecond, nanosecond, you name it. So every second counts. Even though we don't like to make it count, it still counts, because every second you spend not pursuing what you should be doing, not going after your purpose, is a wasted second. It's a wasted second, because you're getting closer to the end of the game, and at the end of the game there are no do-overs. This is when this game is differentiated from the other games that we usually play. The other games we play, you either have like 5 lives, most of the time you have 3, sometimes 2, sometimes 10. But life, you only get one opportunity, and once you are done, whether you messed it up or not, you are not coming back. You are gone. You are gone. There are no returns. No, let's rewind. I need to redo that thing. No. And this is why regret is such a menace, something to be feared, something to never, ever, ever be close to. Even 10 feet, stay away from regret. The only way you can stay away from regret is you doing what you're supposed to be doing, you fulfilling your purpose and going after the thing you are supposed to be going after. That thing that you're putting on the side and you're saying, man, I don't feel like I'm ready to do this thing. My friend, you are ready to do it. No one is ever ready to do anything. It's all in your mind. It's all in you. You have to say, hey, wait. I don't have forever to do this thing. I might be dying in the next minute. My timer could be saying 60 seconds left right now, and I'm here sitting here debating on whether I should do this thing or not. No. Do it now. Fulfill your purpose. Once you're done, my friend, this is the only way you win the game. Life is a game you don't get to win at the end because you die. But I also say life is a game that you do not win in the end, because the winning is determined by whether or not you have fulfilled your purpose, by whether or not you have been doing what you were supposed to be doing, what you were put in the game to do. And some people say life isn't fair. That's so true. I agree with that. Life is not fair at all. Because, like the other games that we play, some people were just spawned on better locations where they have better resources and better connections. They have better everything because they were spawned there. No one chose which situation they wanted to be born into. Some people, you were born in situations that are not okay. Some people were born into money. Some people were born into wealth and opportunity and all these other things, right? They don't know the word poverty because they've never experienced that stuff. They don't know anything about it. And there are people who were also thrown into hell. People who were spawned close to a mountain, a volcanic mountain that's about to erupt. Some people were spawned on the other side of the wall and outside the wall. And when you say on the other side of the wall, I mean outside the wall. And this war I'm talking about, the great city, El Dorado, I have talked about this one in my previous episode when I was talking about the golden city, El Dorado. This is the good spot of life. You can tell that, hey, I'm so close, but I'm not yet there, and I'm not there, but I am close. There's a war between you and what you want. You were spawned there, you were born there. Your job is to scale that wall. You're either going to take it down, or you're going to dig under it, or you're going to dig over it, or you're going to dig through it. Whatever it is, your job is to get through that wall, to go to the other side. That's how you win the game of life. And like any other game, there are cheat codes. Some people have the cheat codes in life, and I just gave you 2 of them. By knowing these 2 rules, I just gave you 2 cheat codes in life, because even lawyers can actually agree with me here. Lawyers understand this better than anyone. If you want to break a rule, or if you want to bend a rule, you have to first know the rule. And I just gave you the 2 rules, 2 most important rules. Now you can go around and bend them to your will. Well, sometimes they don't really bend all the way through or break, but at least you can do some form of bending, even by a small degree, maybe 2 degrees or 0.2. That is enough bending. It can get you far. It can get you where you need to be. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a game we are in, and I'm a player in this game, and so are you. It is up to us to choose whether we win or lose, even though at the end of the game we all get to die. The winning isn't determined by that, but of course it is, and of course it isn't. Fulfill your purpose, win the game, and I tell you, your life will feel magical, your life will feel worthwhile. As you lie there at your deathbed, you look back and you say, hey, I'm very much glad that I did what I did, that I went after it. I am glad that I did it. This is the My Dreams Reality Podcast. I'm your host, Alpha Ro. I'll be seeing you guys next time.
Pachikuna tita kuzipasando Nanita nekuzimbisa Ekungo fimbiswa Yeah. You say you know me, but you don't know my story. When no see it, I say you go. Yeah. You say you family, usinga zive paini Irimu moyo mangu Yeah. Mundi siye Pay mugana, zinundi no sidao. Mundi siyo, di pay mugana, zinundi no sidao. Kana zewondo, zinundi no sidao. Kana kunyarara, zinundi no sidao. Kana zewondo, zinundi no sidao. I go higher, higher, higher. I pray I'll never fall again. No, I never sell my soul. Give me that love, yeah. Show me love, love. You're my baby, you're my baby, yeah, yeah. It's next Monday, so real by Monday. You know I there for you. You show me love, my baby. Let me sip you like it's Hennessy. Like it's Hennessy. Like it,